Hey guys, Cyclomania here, back again after my bulk reef supply installs. I got that all done today, or actually tonight. Real excited how everything turned out. I also did another upgrade to the freshwater cichlid system, which I'll get into later in this video. But main thing I want to show you guys is the 5-stage RO filter, and if everything turned out and if everything's working. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I have done so far. As you can see, a few things have changed here. In the previous videos, the ball valve was back in here. It was not supported yet, and just the pain to basically took 2 hands to turn the valve. So now it's basically zip tied in, works real good. As you can notice, I changed this out. There was a brass fitting here. Second time I replaced it, and it was still leaking. So I went with quick fittings and redid this whole install right here. It's looking really good. A quick trick for you guys to know: using a lighter when working with 1/4-inch tubing will basically help it not kink. I did this bend right here without heating it, and it kinked right over and was actually leaking through this fitting right here because it had too much stress. So I just heated this up and bent it to take some of the stress out. Looks like I can heat it up some more right here and press this way a little bit more, and it'll be working better. But that's the difference right there. I installed the flow restrictor on the waistline, which this is the waistline. This is the water that will not be turned into RO, but this water runs to my freshwater setup, and the high minerals are real good for the cichlids and for the plants, so it's a win-win. TDS meter is installed. Went ahead and put it up here. I like how it looks up there. It's out of the way. No chance of basically any water damage, so I was excited on how that worked. Basically what I did was there's an in and there's an out line, and basically what you're going to want to do is measure your TDS right after the RO membrane before it goes into your 5th stage. And then you're going to want to test it right after the DI stage. The reason for this is you will be able to know when it is time to change this RO filter out, RO membrane filter out, and you will also know when this needs to be replaced by just checking your readings. I'm not really sure exactly how high I am willing to go on my RO membrane, maybe about a 6 or 7 parts per million, and maybe 1 or 2. And long story short, I'll probably be changing these things out once a year, dealing with a almost 400-gallon tank. But basically, I ran my lines over here, and basically they just go into a T right here. Sensors down in here. The probes are looking like this, so the water runs through them, and I just zip tied this all together, keep it nice and stout, and the other one's right there. Nothing too fancy, but I'm excited how it works. So the only thing I don't like about the HM Digital dual TDS meter 2 is it has an auto shut off, and it seems like it just goes so fast. But now that the system's running, it's broken in, it's not too much of a problem because it's a quick look. But when I was setting it up, I was kind of wanting to watch the TDS go down, and every 30 seconds it would shut off. But now everything's dialed in. So I'll basically run through this real quick on how this works. It's got a power button here. You press that on. It gives you an LED light on that says in and out, so I know which sensor I'm looking at. So right now we're looking at the in, and it's 0 parts per million. Go ahead and click the out, and that's 0 parts per million. So RO membrane's working good, DI is working good. Basically right now I'm flushing the system. I'm going to run, obviously we're going to run a couple 100 gallons through this barrel of fresh RO. We'll use that to rinse everything off in here, and I will flush that water down the driveway, and we will start fresh again with fresh RO. The reason I want to do this is they have solvents inside these RO membranes that basically keep I'm pretty sure it's mold from growing on there. Well, actually, hold on. Let me look at something real quick. I think I saw it on this piece of paper when I was reading. Oh, okay. It prevents biological from going on. Basically, bacteria growing inside there, which, you know, in all reality could be mold too. And it also helps prevent it from freezing. So it's good to basically get that stuff washed out. Same thing with the DI. There's chemicals in there. It's just a good thing to give it a good flush. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That's my install for that. And here's the newest upgrade to the freshwater system. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this waste line from the RO basically runs along my shelf and into my aquaponics system right here. And as you can see, this is the wastewater. This is the water that the RO unit doesn't use anymore. So basically I have it draining into here, and it obviously drains into the sump, and all these tanks use that water. Well, if I was to run this all day long, I'm going to gain 100 gallons of RO, which in all reality, I'm probably going to have around 200 gallons of wastewater. Usually it's 1 gallon of RO takes about 2 gallons of tap water to make. So in all fairness, altogether 3 gallons of water is getting used, 1 gallon's RO, 2 gallons is wastewater. Not too familiar with this RO membrane and the rejection rate on this. I think it's like 96%, I can't remember. But so with that said, 50 gallons is going to be 100 gallons of water. Or sorry, 200 gallons of water that I'll be running through my cichlid system. And I was kind of concerned about this. I didn't want to basically run that water down the driveway. I wanted to put it to use. I could basically put in some storage tanks and use that water for storage for my freshwater setup. But instead, what I did was, since I have so many fish, and I have a very well established system, I went ahead and put an overflow on my setup. And as you can see, there's a 1/2 inch pipe coming out of here, out of a 90, and this is just a 1/2 inch threaded male with an O-ring that I bought right there, 7/16 for a faucet. And long story short, it drains water, so this tub will never overflow, and it's basically constantly refreshing my water in my system you know, whenever I need to make RO, which is nice. I don't have to do water changeouts anymore now. I'm real excited how this turned out. You know, I think it's going to benefit my fish as well as my plants. And basically what I did is I just ran this hose, as you can see, just ran it right there. Right here. And then basically I just took it right outside. I got a porch outside, and it just drains right there in the soil. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I thought about doing this for a long time. I'd done it previously at my old fish room, never drilled through my sump, but I basically had a different way of doing it. But it works good. I'm glad that I have it on here because it's just another safety precaution. If I was to leave my RO unit on and I didn't have that on there, it would eventually overflow my freshwater system sump, and I'd pour water down the driveway. But my biggest concern now is I need to get a safety on the RO line that goes up to the barrel. There's electrical kind, and there's mechanical kind. My question is, how you know, these sensors that they have, these float switches that are electric, that you would basically put in a reservoir like that would tell an electronic unit that you would plug in line to this line, it would tell it to basically shut, like a solenoid. What happens when the power goes out? This is my question. What happens when the power goes out and your water's continuing to run? Your water's not going to stop because the power went out. Your water's going to continuously run, and I would assume that solenoid would open back up. Don't mark my words, I don't know. Someone can answer this. Maybe those solenoids shut off when the power goes off. So I'm kind of concerned on which route to go. For $45 I can get a mechanical one, and I think around $80 or whatever I can get the electronic one that it says guaranteed 100% to never overflow. So what I was thinking is maybe I would get both. I would have both scenarios covered for if the power goes out, but I don't know. Maybe someone can answer my question on that. But I do need to get a safety on this because this is the last thing that I want to overflow onto all this right here. So it's happened one time already, just for a few seconds. There was a main line that I had turned on there when I was rinsing it out, left it on, and basically it just started splashing water everywhere. It wasn't good. So I want to prevent that from happening. One quick thing, I finished cleaning out the tub, at least scrubbing everything down, got the paint off and everything. So tomorrow I'm going to go ahead, repaint all this again, about 2 more coats, and I'm done. I'm leaving it. I'm just done. If the paint starts falling off, oh well, it starts falling off. It's not going to cause any problems with my tank because it'll be fully cured if the paint starts chipping off. So I'm not too worried about that. I think that's better than sanding this down and basically it looking even more uglier with all these silicone spots in here that I will not be able to get the paint off. So that's the end of my video, guys. Hopefully tomorrow I got a wrestling meet. My son's got a wrestling meet, so I don't know how much work I'm going to be able to do on all this, but I'm going to try to get as much of it done over here as I can. I'll be at Indoor Garden Supplies 150-gallon Reef tank tomorrow. I got to put in a reservoir and a float switch there. We're just about ready to order our order of corals for fragging and selling. So with that said, I got a lot of work tomorrow and I got to get some rest. Hope you guys enjoy my videos. I got about 30 comments that I got to get back to you guys on. I apologize if I haven't got back to some of you guys. And one other thing too is I have been receiving some messages from some people, good ones, and for some reason, like shoot, I can't remember, but he's Chinese. That's the only thing I do remember. He's the one that figured out how many gallons my tank was, around 487 gallons or something like that, or 387 minus the bench, 40 or 50 gallons. He left 2 comments or 3 comments on this video where I was asking how many gallons is my hot tub. Well, I don't have those in my inbox. So it's just YouTube's been making it difficult for me to answer people's comments and messages, because when I go into my inbox, they're not there. I have to search through all my videos that I think that might have new comments or whatever. It's just annoying. So sometimes I don't get everybody's messages. I get all the emails of the messages, but when I open up the emails, when I go to reply, there's an error or something like that, and I'm not able to find you in my inbox. So I want to apologize again if I don't get back to you. So with that said, send me a message again. If you guys don't hear from me within 5 days, send me the message again. And a couple of you guys have done that before, and that really helped me out. So you guys take care, have fun messing with your guys' fish tanks, and I'm going to continue to work on this fish room and try to get this saltwater tank running.